Imagine this. You are 72 years old. You have paid into Medicare your entire working life. Last week, your doctor told you that you finally need that knee surgery you have been putting off for 2 years. You go home feeling relieved. Help is coming. Then, 3 days before the procedure, the phone rings. It is the hospital. They are calling to tell you the surgery has been put on hold. A company you have never heard of, using a computer program you cannot even pronounce, has flagged your case for review. Your doctor said you needed it. Your body said you needed it. But somewhere in an office hundreds of miles away, an artificial intelligence system is now deciding whether Medicare will pay for your care. And here is the part nobody is talking about. If you live in one of 6 specific states, this is not a story. This is happening right now in 2026. Hello, my friend. I am Jocelyn, and I am a senior policy analyst who spends every single day reading the fine print of Medicare, Social Security, and retirement rules, so that you don't have to. Today, I need you to listen carefully, because what I am about to share is one of the biggest changes to Original Medicare in over 20 years, and most seniors have absolutely no idea it has already started. In the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through, in plain English, exactly what this new rule says, who it affects, and the precise steps you must take to protect yourself before your next doctor's appointment. And please, stay with me until the end, because there is one tiny mistake, a mistake so common that most seniors make it without even realizing, that can leave you with a hospital bill in the tens of thousands of dollars. I will show you exactly how to avoid it. Take a deep breath, grab a pen, let's get into this together. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 68 years old. He lives in Phoenix, Arizona. He worked 34 years as a plumber, raised 2 daughters, and retired with Original Medicare. He even told his friends, and I'm quoting him here, "I picked Original Medicare because I didn't want some insurance company telling me what doctor I could see." For 2 years, Robert had been suffering from chronic back pain. His doctor recommended an epidural steroid injection, a simple, common procedure. Medicare had always covered it before. In late January 2026, Robert went in for the injection. His doctor told him, "Don't worry, Medicare will cover it." Robert trusted his doctor. He signed the papers, he had the procedure. 6 weeks later, a letter arrived in his mailbox. Medicare had denied the claim. The reason? His provider had not submitted something called a prior authorization request before the procedure. Robert had never heard those words connected to Original Medicare in his entire life. The bill, just over $4,000. Out of pocket. Robert called his doctor's office. They told him this was the first time they had ever dealt with this for a Medicare patient. He called Medicare. The representative explained that Arizona is now part of something called the WISeR Model. Robert sat down at his kitchen table and cried. Not because of the money, although that hurt. He cried because he felt betrayed. He had done everything right. He had played by the rules his whole life, and nobody had warned him the rules had changed. Here is the truth. Robert's mistake was not laziness. It was not ignorance. His mistake was simply that nobody told him. And that is exactly why I'm making this video today. So let's break down exactly what is happening straight from the official government documents. The program is called the Wasteful and Inappropriate Service Reduction Model. The short name is WISeR. It launched on January 1st, 2026, and it is run by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Innovation, which is a part of CMS. Right now, this rule applies in only 6 states. Write these down: Arizona, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, and Washington State. If you live in one of these 6 states and you have Original Medicare, that is traditional Medicare, Part A and Part B, not Medicare Advantage, this rule applies to you. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, that is roughly 6.4 million seniors wide directly affected. Here are the main types of services that now require prior authorization under WISeR: skin and tissue substitutes, electrical nerve stimulator implants, knee arthroscopy for osteoarthritis, cervical spinal fusion, epidural steroid injections, lavage and debridement of the knee, incontinence control devices, and services related to the diagnosis and treatment of impotence. 2 procedures, deep brain stimulation and a specific lumbar spine decompression, were originally on the list, but CMS has delayed them to a future year. Now here is where it gets uncomfortable. Who actually decides whether your care gets approved? CMS has hired private technology companies to review these requests using artificial intelligence and similar tools. Companies like Innovaxer in Ohio, Humana Health in Oklahoma, and Genzion in New Jersey. And here's the part that has AARP, doctors, and even members of Congress sounding the alarm. These companies are paid based on a share of the savings they generate. In plain English, the more care they deny, the more money they can make. AARP wrote a formal letter to CMS in February 2026 saying, and I quote, that paying these vendors based on the savings they generate creates a clear incentive to deny care. Now, before you panic, there are some safeguards. CMS says that no denial can be made by a computer alone. A licensed human clinician must review and sign off on any denial. Emergency services are completely excluded, inpatient-only services are excluded, and any service where a delay would put your safety at risk is also excluded. And one more important point, WISeR does not apply to Medicare Advantage plans. If you have Medicare Advantage, your plan already had its own prior authorization rules, and those rules are not changing because of WISeR. But here's the misconception that is hurting people the most. Many seniors I talk to say, Jocelyn, I have original Medicare. Prior authorization doesn't apply to me. That used to be true. As of January 1st, 2026, in those 6 states, it is no longer true. Let me give you the 4 traps you must avoid. Trap number 1. Assuming your doctor will automatically handle the prior authorization. They might not. In WISeR states, providers actually have a choice. They can request authorization before the service, or they can let the claim be reviewed after the fact. If they choose wrong, you can get the bill. Trap number 2. Believing that an AI denial is the final word, it is not. You have full appeal rights. We will get to those in just a minute. Trap number 3. Not asking for an advance beneficiary notice. Also called an ABN, this is Form CMS R131-1. If your provider believes Medicare might not pay for something, they are supposed to give you this form before the procedure so you know what your financial risk is. Always ask, do I need to sign an ABN? Trap number 4. Confusing WISeR with another change. Separately, on January 1st, 2026, CMS also slashed Medicare's payment rate for skin substitutes nationwide, capping it at about $127 per square centimeter, down from an average of nearly $1,470. That is a different rule. If you hear people mixing them up, now you know better. Now let me tell you about your rights, because this is where you take back your power. If your claim is denied, you have a 5-level appeal ladder built into Medicare law itself. It starts with a redetermination using Form CMS 2002-7 filed with your Medicare administrative contractor. You typically get a decision within 60 days. If you lose, you go to a reconsideration with an independent contractor using Form CMS 2003-3. Then you can request a hearing before an administrative law judge, then the Medicare Appeals Council, and finally, federal court. Most denials get overturned long before you ever reach a courtroom, but only if you actually file the appeal. And if you miss a deadline because of illness or a family emergency, Medicare allows what is called a good cause exception. You are not automatically out of luck. You also have the right to free help. Call it 1-800-MEDICARE. That's 1-800-633-4227 now. Or contact your state's I-State Health Insurance Assistance Program, called SHIP. Both are completely free. And if you are too tired or too ill to handle the paperwork yourself, you can appoint a family member or friend using Form CMS 1696, the Appointment of Representative form. They can fight on your behalf. All right, now let's turn all of this into something you can actually do this week. 3 simple steps. Write them down. Step 1. Before any non-emergency procedure, ask 2 questions. Before you walk into that operating room, before you let them stick a needle in your spine, before you sign anything, ask your provider these 2 questions in this exact order. Question 1. Does this procedure require prior authorization under the WISeR model? Question 2. Have you submitted the prior authorization request, and do you have written confirmation from Medicare that it was approved? If they cannot answer those questions clearly, do not have the procedure that day. Reschedule. Your knees and your wallet will thank you. Step 2. Always request an advance beneficiary notice, Form CMS R131. This is your financial safety net. It tells you in writing whether Medicare is expected to pay or not before the bill ever comes. If your provider doesn't offer one, ask. It is your right. Step 3. If you get a denial, appeal it within 30 days. Do not wait. The deadline is printed right on your Medicare summary notice. Use Form CMS 2002-7. Write a short letter explaining why the service was medically necessary, attach a note from your doctor, and mail it to the Medicare Administrative Contractor address listed on the notice. If you need help, call 1-800-MEDICARE-BOX or your state ship office. Both are free. And one bonus tip: keep every single piece of paper, every Medicare summary notice, every doctor's note, every letter. Put them in a folder labeled Medicare 2026 and keep it somewhere safe. If you ever have to fight for your rights, that folder is your evidence. Now listen to me carefully, because what I am about to say is the most important part of this entire video. The WISeR model is just the beginning. CMS has openly stated in its own official documents that this program could expand to more states and more procedures every single year through 2031. If you do not live in one of the 6 pilot states today, you may very well live in a WISeR state next year. And here's the hard truth: YouTube does not always show you my videos when these rules change. The notification bell is not enough. Algorithms decide what you see, and important senior alerts often get buried. That is why I created the Global Senior Alerts official WhatsApp channel. So when you join, and it is completely free, you will get real-time alerts the moment something changes with Social Security, Medicare, pension rules, banking restrictions, insurance claim policies, or new airport rules for seniors. No waiting, no algorithm, straight to your phone. And as a thank you for joining today, you will be able to download my free Senior Benefits Protection Guide, a simple, plain English checklist that walks you through exactly what to do if your benefits are ever denied, delayed, or cut. The link is right below this video in the description. Tap it, join us. It takes 30 seconds, and it could save you thousands of dollars and hours of stress. My friend, you have worked too hard for too many years to lose what you have earned because of a rule nobody bothered to explain to you. I am here to make sure that does not happen. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who has Medicare. They need to hear this too. I am Jocelyn. Stay informed, stay protected, and I will see you in the next one.